up. Everything working. Good evening, everybody. God, it's late. We have a matchup between Small Brain No Mechanics versus Summoner's Drift. Small Brains leading the top of Group A with a 3-0 record. Summoner's Drift, while being very competitive in all of their games and series, has unfortunately been on the receiving end of 2 losses. So you get to see what kind of fight they can put up against the top seed of Group A, and see what happens here. So I think both teams have incredibly talented players, and let's see. Hopefully, the late night series doesn't diminish any mechanics or any gameplay. So, uh, so, and let's see what we got here. The big thing to look out for us for Summoner's Drift is Havoc in the top lane. He has done a lot to carry these games for his team, including a couple of like clutch performances on Darius and some other carry picks. So we're on the side of Small Brains. Um, we got Hair Wiz in the jungle. She is normally the one co-casting with me, but tonight he sweet talked me into staying up late to watch this. I think this is the first time we've actually had Small Brains um, being casted or being showcased right here. So let's see what we got. So Small Brain's getting rid of the MF. So no Wombo Combo MF stuff there. Summoner's Drift getting rid of Lee Sin and Leona. I think Hairwiz is the only one that has drawn Lee Sin bans in the league. Everybody else has been gravitating towards Maokai and Moo Moo. We've seen some Gwen Jungle uh, and some other picks. But yeah, drawn that Lee Sin ban. Set ban into Havoc. So again, another fighter carry pick that Havoc has shown nothing but proficiency on. So. And then, of course, One Punch Zac getting his Zac taken away. Shocker to nobody. If you name yourself after a champion, you're going to get it banned away. Then we have a Volibear. I think we've seen Havoc play Volibear once, maybe twice. Um, but it is also a flex pick, could go in the jungle. So, not showing much of anything right now. Let's see what Small Brains wants to see. Volibear is already kind of showing a little bit of the hand as far as team comp wise. What they want to see. Zaya, really good pick into all in, like engage comps. So I already like what they're playing. And then a Moo Moo. Let's see if this gets locked in. I know Hair Wiz has been a proponent of how good a Moo Moo jungle is, and it does get locked in. So we've already got potentially 2 junglers that not only want to fight but engage and start fights for their team. So let's see what Summoner's Drift wants to respond with. Smolder. Okay. Again, another flex pick, not really showing their hand, just overall just a good pick. Has a really poke-oriented laning phase, especially with D-Ring start bot lane, so has a lot of tools that Zaya doesn't really appreciate in the laning phase. Zaya weak to mages, long range poke, stuff like that. So Smolder tends to play that mage poke style in lane until they get a couple of AD items. And a Morgana, which, judging from how back and forth they were with the picks, could be a Morgana support, which would be interesting. I don't think Morgana support is really in a good spot right now, but she does offer some uniqueness with the Black Shield. So stuff like a Moo, stuff like Aurora, has a hard time really locking down anything that's near Morgana, but that when that tends to happen, they just focus Morgana. I think a Moo and Aurora do have enough AoE that it's it's not as it's a lot more difficult for Morgana to pick and choose the targets and what to do. Plus, double a Moo Q means he can kind of ignore the Black Shield or outweight its duration if he's chasing into them. Lysandra ban. Interesting. I think Lysandra could go very well with Volibear and maybe another engage pick if there was like a Nautilus or some other like Rakan pick oriented support or engage oriented. So getting rid of the lovers duo bot lane and Xayah Rakan. Orianna ban, so focusing the mid lanes here in the second ban phase from Small Brains. Once you get rid of the control mages that go well and support the Volibear engages, Orianna's not seen much play, but is still in like a fairly decent spot. And with engage, they can supplement it much harder. Mordekaiser ban. Interesting. I think Mordekaiser. I mean, with Morgana Black Shield, Mordekaiser does lose a little bit of value, but there's so much AoE and magic damage that I think there's already decreased value for Black Shield, so I guess they're worried about Smolder getting taken to Brazil. Oh, and now we have more hard engage, which leads me to believe this is a Moo support now. So now it's a Jarvan jungle. With this much engage in AoE, let's see what Summoner's Drift wants to take. There's stuff on the table here that could play well into this. A-Soul, Anivia, Ziggs, a lot of zone control mages make it hard for small brain node mechanics to engage into. And a Zed? Interesting. What? Who is this Zed killing? Because Aurora can just go stopwatch into Zanya's, even go like a Roa build. I mean, he probably goes even in lane against Aurora, but she doesn't mind laning into melee picks. And Orin. Okay, so this tells me it's definitely a Smolder bot, no solo lane Smolder. Volibear in the jungle, Orin top. This comp by Summoner's Drift is a little all over the place, but it's definitely got its fill of damage. It's got enough front line that Smolder can put in work in team fights, but there's still like so much engage in CC with small brain no mechanics here. And I don't know where the Zed fits in a little bit. I mean, even if you ZR like one of the engage tools, there's just another one coming up behind it. Xayah can R the ZR. It's an interesting pick. I think Zed in solo queue has value. Definitely for people who can pilot the champion. It can be very oppressive. It can poke out mages because it doesn't use any mana. It has no issues starting longsword pots just to get to that early Dirk. Um, and it just overall it spikes super early, and it doesn't have an issue scaling unless there's like a super tank on the field. Like if he's in a side lane against this Cassante, I don't know. He's never gonna kill this Cassante. Um, I don't think he ever really kills Jarvan unless he's super far ahead. I mean, yeah, there's kill pressure with Ignite on Aurora, but eventually Aurora's could go Roa into Zanya's, could just rush straight Seekers,
Not a problem.
and everything else. So I'm interested to see where this Zed pick goes. So
I must not fall.
just go ahead and
Hey,
let these
never pick a
guys
fight you can't win.
get started in the client. I'm going to refill my drink real fast.
My genius will be understood. Events well. No, I'm just mad.
And I believe, getting back to the draft, this most likely is our first Zed of the split for the league. We've seen a couple of times Ornn versus Cassante. Typically, if anybody's listened to our weekly podcast, we had some top laners on last week that actually favor Ornn in that matchup. I mean, Cassante likes to move people around and displace them, and Ornn has really good tools to prevent him from doing that.
Foolish child.
Um, so that'll be interesting, especially seeing Havoc on Cassante. I know Havoc is insanely proficient at a lot of top laners, but this is definitely more of a tankier pick than what he's really peaked on. So be curious to watch that. We don't see much Jarvan around. I think Jarvan's low-key slept on a little bit. Like just his engage, his kit in general allows him to do just a lot of things. Shreds some armor, gives his team attack speed. He just overall does a lot of good things. It's a couple of mid laners we've seen play Aurora and pilot it. I think this is the first time I've actually been able to cast an Aurora game. I know she's been a balanced nightmare for Riot. She's going to continue to be one with her overloaded ult, which I think they're nerfing again next patch. So be curious to see what the build path for this Aurora is, or how this leans into Zed. So, wait, am I seeing this right? Is this Havoc on AD carry? My apologies. I did not catch that. So, must just be the how late the game could be played and how many people could stay up late. I know most of these guys I think are on the West Coast, so it's not super late for them, but still might be some subs coming in here for both teams. So and now we wait for the spectator. While we're waiting, let's check back at some of the week's action from week 4. Earlier today we had Sad Jellyfish 2-0ing Denver Nuggets. What was a pretty entertaining series. Had a couple of different picks that we got to sit back and watch. And then down in Group B, we had Load the Cannons versus Big Back Laners. Big Back gave Cannons their first loss of the split with a very convincing 2-0. It was casted by Bori and another one of his teammates, which we do greatly appreciated. Them casting that 3 series today was all kind of flowed within the same time frame. So I do appreciate that. You can go catch that one on Twitch, but we will eventually be putting it on YouTube. So we got another minute. See, Small Brain Mechanics has went through Insane Banana. They had a bye week 2, then 2-0 Denver Nuggets, and then for Summoner's Drift, they got 2-0'd by Sad Jellyfish, and then they lost to Team Scorch 2-1. If I remember that series, that was a very entertaining series with a very entertaining bot lane matchup. And then week 3, Summoner's Drift had a bye, so both teams having their bye super early in the split. So let's see how much preparation Summoner's Drift put in during the bye week to face the top team in the league. And we hope the client doesn't give us any issues. Nope. Well, let's see. Yep. Alright. No issues. That is in fact Havoc on Smolder, so had to bring in a sub top lane, and Havoc had no issues filling in for AD carry. Let's see, interesting. Zed first strike with Ignite. The grasp on Volibear is interesting. I think he's looking to fight early and get those grasp stacks going. We'll see if he goes like a bruiser tankier build, or if he tries the Roa Flicker Blade. Then on the side of Small Brains, Stanley matching Ignite with Ignite, so only the top laners have TP, which is very interesting. Xayah with the extra defensive summoner in Barrier. Oh. Let's see, and we are in game. He's up. Looks like for the most part a standard 5-point. Hopefully we've got no issues with Morgana. She has not left base yet. So
30 seconds until minions spawn.
interesting, Morgana going with the Oracle Lens trinket at first. She wants to control these brushes and put a lot of pressure on the Xayah, which is interesting because I think she had no issue staying on the back foot with Smolder, just prepping CS for him to just hit with Q and start sacking her.
Minions have spawned.
We got a shield from Zed. So he's prepared to get kind of poked out in this lane. Yep. Alright. Zed the early gold and experience. Luma getting deep ward in, so they can try to spot out where this volley vest is. A lot of pings going on. Looks like this Moo. Oh, someone missing the W. They have no issues going back in. So, especially locking down this Morgana. Morgana has no block shield early. That is a first blood from Mono on this Zaya. There's a couple pings going down there, like they might come through that area. Lose level 1's just way more impactful than Morgana's when you're face checking him. So Lulu now zoning off this Smolder. Leaders are brawling. Just trading grass stacks. Nothing to see here. Let's see, that word caught out where Volibear is. So there's an extra word here on the red. So we know Volibear is in the bottom quadrant of the map. I think it's actually a good idea to get a back off. Yep, Zaya's got plenty of gold from that first blood, so instead of pushing it in, risking a gank, these top laners are still okay. Oh, might have a. Alright, didn't press his luck. Zaya with an early call and longsword. That's a big advantage. Also, this Cassandra forces back. Oh, got Aurora damage. Now they're trying to fight this bot scuttle. They knew Volibear was going to be down here. Volibear comes to smite. I don't think you want that fight. There's a Morgana Black Shield. But again, the Black Shield just doesn't last long enough to block the second Q, so that is Stanley coming down and getting an early kill off his pressure mid. He's not going to miss much in the mid lane again. Hair was still looking for a gank here. Morgana's Black Shield might still be down. Yep. That's a very easy kill for the Jarvan. Good coordination to chain CC with the Zaya snare as well. Small brains, no mechanics. Definitely looking like they're the best team. They're playing like the best team in the league for a reason. So it's already a 1,500 gold lead. We got Volibear coming down here. Volibear not going the Roa build, so definitely see a spike on the Roa. Big pushing around this Ornn. Got the lane frozen on his side. That's not where you want to be as an Ornn. One thing this Morgana can do is have a lot of pressure stopping the guys. There you go, stopping the Moo-Moo's back now. And with this tempo and this pressure, knowing Jarvan most likely back, this Volibear is using this tempo to get this dragon. This is a Ocean Soul, which I think is actually really big for a team that's behind, losing pressure. The Smolder is going to be able to heal up a little bit of HP. And I think it's also big for the Zed matchup as well. Zed being able to just get a little bit of health ticket back to him. While he's weathering the storm in this Aurora. But now it looks like we got a potential gain. No, Zed can sniff that out. So. Ornn also getting bullied around in this lane. He's gonna appreciate the ocean drake. But we see Small Brain's bot lane back. We got some action here. So Stanley getting that early level 6 on this Zed and the minion wave as well. So Zed had a nice nice dodge, a nice way to get out of that Aurora ult. I think if he got stuck in there, he was definitely gonna have a hard time. The Ignite's still up as well. But Small Brain uses this tempo and pressure to get Void Grubs. I think Void Grubs is really, really good for the team in the lead. We see Aurora already starting to tuck into the rope, which is definitely going to make it a lot harder for the Zed to assassinate people. I mean, if you're great at Zed, it can be a nightmare, but I don't see what Zed is diving on. He's going to kill. I gotta see this progress a little bit. So, let's see, the junglers level 6s are becoming in here soon. So, looks like we have a little action down here. Jarvan's still level 5. I actually think they have some tempo to fight this. I mean, Zed is losing a little bit of a wave. But now, I think with Volibear ult, they might be able to come up and dive this Cassandra. Cassandra's pretty low. Jarvan just hit level 6, though. Oh, good play. Zed had the flash after R'ing back into turret range. So, but all in all, is a good kill. Stopping the back here. Now they could do a repeat dive on this Jarvan here. Jarvan with no ults. Volibear committed to the back. So, Jarvan did pick up a kill ulting into that dive. So it was 2-in-1. Jarvan's going to start clearing ways and getting tanky pretty quickly. Zed getting a kill onto him accelerates his first item as well. So, it looks like Ornn took a little bit of that resource mid lane with Zed having the tempo to dive top. I think he probably could have stayed there to at least get that CS and get that wave, but I think he felt like he wanted Zed to keep the wave on that side and potentially freeze it here on Aurora. Drift still has a pretty good win condition, and Ornn items later and Smolder. So nice stats Smolder has right now. 63 stacks is still pretty respectable, given the start and the pressure that a movement puts on this lane. Cheating in to get himself a plate gold on this Cassandra. Seems this Morgana tries to stop the back. Nope. Backing. Zed's not finding much opportunity to roam against this Aurora.
Killing spree.
It's unfortunately kind of how I see this going. Well, no W on some. Oh, nice unstoppable use of the Cassandra ult to block the Ornn ult. Very well played by Vic on Cassandra. Knowing that he used his W already, Ornn tried to all in him with the ult, but then Cassandra's ult also makes him unstoppable. So. Volibear looks like he's getting rotated on. He does not have enough tempo to get the grubs here. Oh, big all-in on this move here. Oh, now we're gonna fight over here for grubs. And Ryu kill back on Ornn. See if they focus the right target here. I think they have a chance of winning this. Oh, nice sidestep by the Zed here. Oh, wow. That's a commitment by Mumu. I don't think he wanted. Get a flash key, something like that here. Oh! And Havoc going down to mono. Very nice side Q. Much of that coming in and smiting Aurora. But now this Cassante's in a world of hurt. Still doesn't have ult up. Just burn flash and TP as well. So it is massive right now. I think if they commit to this lane swap, knowing Ornn has only bought armor, I think he's going to get pushed around and not enjoy this time with Aurora. And there's no chance Zed does anything to this Cassante. So, as Small brings no mechanics, had enough tempo from the bot side trade to get Dragon, but that also was a very good heads-up play by One Punch Zach to get the Grubs on the other side. So, even 3-3 on Grubs. Looks like we're back to the normal instance here. Aurora getting to that Roa at a respectable timing. Yeah, this Aurora's gonna push around Zed. Surprised Zed didn't go like a Dirk or lethality item. You can see that it's what he builds going forward. Normally bruiser or fighter style Zed's go conquer. This first strike, I think lethality is a little more effective. But we'll see. How is it? If anything, I ban that champ. I hate it. Flips Zed. It looks like he just tried to all-in Aurora and didn't do much. I don't know if Aurora dodged him before he did that combo. We gotta fight here. Wow. Oh! One Punch Zach looking to take down Hair Whiz. And now we see this Morgana pick actually doing a lot of work here. Keen Swoop coming in. One did that kill. Have no volley bear ult, so they can't dive that. But that's an early McHale's on Morgana. Okay. That is not something we see often. Especially not a rush. Okay. This is different. Oh, nice. By Ryu. Actually, those turret shots. Wow, what a good trade there from bot top side. Just get kills while behind. They've actually evened up this game for the most part. 9-9 kills, 1 dragon apiece. A 600 gold lead. Warren has a chance of getting switched. Oh, we got all in here by Zed. Zed missing the triple Q, but he still has a world ready to go after this. Okay. Hairwood is full tank Jarvan so far, but had enough damage to get down that Ornn and got the shit down on top of it. So. Got a little friendly banter going on here. I actually think Hairwiz and Summoner's Drift are friends or have played together in several teams, so. Nice interrupt. Oh, they move to misses. See if they can stop this volley bear from ulting and still at least kill him. Yeah, it looks like they will kill One Punch Zach on this volley bear. This they've done a really good job of tracking this Volibear, responded to ganks and counter ganking. So now Vic coming in with the TP to try and secure this Rift Herald. This is one of those fights where like Smolder can pop up and get a lot of stacks from. Yeah, not 100% sure. That's big Aurora damage. On this Morgana here. Smolder still got a lot of respectable stacks there. Smolder ult's almost back up actually. Good snare on this corner. Aurora ult's all in here. Orin didn't have a chance to kick the ult back. At one point Zach shows up to get a couple return kills. There's Havoc flashing in and getting a double kill actually. Okay. So Havoc knowing his limits on Smolder. Doing a great job. Flashing in, getting the kill. I believe it was not a shutdown, but still getting a kill on Zaya worked out in his favor. Again, I think that fight netted Smolder like quite a few stacks. I can't find how many stacks he has until he revives. But now it looks like Summoner's Drift has tempo, and they're looking at this dragon right now. 150 stacks on this Smolder. Still got a little bit of a ticking time bomb on here. Let's see what this dragon fight ends up being. Small bring no mechanics. Wants to fight this. Got a ball almost up. Zyle back up. Oh, big Jarvan ult. Smolder finds himself outside of the pit. He had to go around. So, Smolder not able to get to the fight in time to put out a lot of damage. It feels bad because Smolder with 125, he splashes all over that fight. He can easily get 20 stacks off that fight. So that is a little bit of a feels bad. Steals a little bit of Krogs away there by Vic as well. All in all, I think Summoner's Drift is putting up a really good fight here. We're starting to see small brains. Oh my, that Aurora damage. Oh, but now she finds herself on the other side. King Spook gets himself another kill. Now got a Brutalizer. Like that's gonna start snowballing. I mean, he's still gonna hurt. So I think Stanty was trying to take the Aurora back to the other side, but then it just fell off. I think they've nerfed the duration of that ball a few times, so maybe he wasn't accustomed to it yet. I seen the theory there, but just didn't work out. Zed for the most part, even with Aurora. Top lane, this Cassante is still quite a bit of ways ahead. He's already on second item. Volibear is about a half item behind this Jarvan. And bot lane, this Zaya is massive already. 2 items completed. But yeah, supports are about even. Got a Warmong's Rush from Fidsticks on Samumu. So it'll be interesting to see where the next couple fights go. I mean, Small Brains opened this up to about a 4,000, 4,200 gold lead. But as we start getting into this late part of the mid game here, Orin's about 2 levels away from upgrading items. Sorry, he starts upgrading at level 14. He upgrades to level 13. So, you know, he can start to work a little bit more on this gold deficit and kind of substitute it for a little bit. And it looks like Small Brains is finding enough tempo to maybe do Baron. I think they're impossible for it. Oh, and then they turn on it real fast. Smolder picking up a lot of stacks, but overall not being able to put in the damage. Well, I say that, and it looks like they turned around now that Orin has joined the fight. So, oh, nice knockup by Ryu on this Zaya. But Zaya with the insane flash pullback through the barrier of Havoc. Ryu trying to chase these guys, but now Cassante joining this fight. So I think if they take him down here, they got enough tempo for Baron, maybe. I don't know if they got the damage or the health bars, but some of those drifts still fighting back in these team fights. Just when you think they got picked off, or Morgana or Volley Barrels like going too deep, then they just turn these fights around. Zed was able to push a few waves in, get a little bit of a CS lead on this Aurora. I think this Aurora is at the point where she's not too afraid of Zed. Completed Roa, completed Leandries. Almost got Jack Show completed for Cassante. That's going to make him massive, virtually unkillable until Smolder gets the true damage off. But here's the CC. Oh my goodness, look at that damage. That was a burst of damage coming from Amumu's passive plus Aurora and Electrocute. This is a part of the game where I don't think Zed got far enough ahead to do anything. So it'll be interesting to see how they play out team fights. And note that now they're going to turn away and pick off this horn. Wow. Massive pick off. That's their front liner gone. So I don't know if this Volley Bear is going to be tanky enough to create space for the Smolder. And Smolder again still stacking. We're sitting at going into this fight. 235, so Smolder's at the execute. Oh, and a massive wombo from Aurora and Amumu to take out Smolder. That was kind of what we talked about. Like, Morgana's just, the Black Shield has value in the single targets. Locks down stuff like Lysandra, like Vi, but they can just walk away from it. Even like, it's really good against Mordekaiser, but all of the AoE AP damage that's in this game now, it just becomes very, very difficult overall for Morgana to find the value she once had. One Punch Zach just kind of going in there. He got him off the Baron, so thought that was going to be good enough. But I mean, overall, One Punch Zach and Ryu dying to get them off the Baron. But now they use all the gold from this fight. Now they have a lot of tempo going into this third dragon, which will put them on Soul Point. So see where we go here. Here at the 25-minute mark. Oops. Small Brain up about 7,500 gold. And on Soul Point after this. I mean, there's still a world where some of this drift can find a pick, turn out a fight. I mean, we've seen it time and time again, where you feel like they get picked off, they lost the fight, but they still have enough damage and enough resilience to turn a fight around. But this Kimchek Drake is absolutely massive, I feel like, for the team of Small Brains, because as they get closer and closer to dying, they get more durability, which is just something the Zed does not want them to get. You see them get an objective bounty bot side, but I think they have to concede this Baron, which is massive, because I don't think they have the greatest wave. Yeah, they've got Smolder, but they don't have a mage in the mid lane to really wave clear or provide some type of stability. Now we're seeing a little bit of a split call here. They want to start the fight. And this Amumu is going super deep with Aftershock. He's tanky enough that he doesn't really care. Smolder's trying to put in work here, but overall just can't punch through the tankiness. I think that's gonna be definitely a push for an inhib, maybe to even end the game here. Smolder's gonna have to get back and get some health before he gets dove again. And Zaya still has ults, so they can't really make a play on her unless she takes another turret shot. was a world where I think Zed could have went in there and tried to at least force a couple summoners, maybe barrier, but I think he turns around and might die there again from all the CC. Oh, we got a flash in on this Aurora. See if we can turn this around. And that's a great flash shutdown by the Zed. So, and that might turn into a mid lane turret. No, looks like Smolder's coming to the back. RFC for Smolder puts him further and further away from these fights and engages. I think that's a very, very good item choice by Havoc. Try and grind this game out. Note we have a now level 13 Orange, so starting at level 14 and onward, he can upgrade a single item for a teammate, which will kind of diminish his gold lead, or at least substitute some of it for a little bit. All in all, Small Brains looks like they're in control. Oh, nice interrupt on the Orange E. The rest of the team's kind of coming over now, so let's see if they can take out this Warren. If they do, that's going to be a massive, massive push. Oh, nice flash by Warren. And Warren comes back with a return ult, but now this Smolder is putting in work here in this choke point. So Cassante lost a little bit of resistances here. Let's see if they want to turn around, if they walk up in this choke point. Oh. Zaya just barely lived. Oh, that was a good fight. Good last-ditch effort. Also, the note, Zed was not in that fight. I don't know if he felt like his team was going to wave clear enough, or just stall, or what was going on, but nice TP to block the melee minion from taking damage from the turret. Yeah. And this is kind of where we see what's going to happen with these team conflicts. Zed is just not able to convincingly get to the back line, do meaningful damage, and anything else. Nice little cheeky kill there at the end, but overall, with a 10,000 gold, Small Brain No Mechanics takes game 1. So, Small Brain taking game 1 on Summoner's Drift with roughly, just a little under a 10,000 gold lead. Looking at the damage charts, I mean, there's a pretty balanced amount of damage coming out of Small Brains outside of the support. But all in all, this Aurora and this Zaya did everything they could to carry this game. But Hairwiz on this Jarvan definitely got ahead, definitely got accelerated to be tanky and be like the frontline engage that his team needed. Looking at the side of Summoner's Drift, Havoc put in a lot of work on Smolder. I don't care if he's top lane or AD carry, but it looks like just Havoc loves just carrying and mechanically plays out fights as good as anybody in this league so far. One punch on the Zac. One punch Zac, sorry, on the Volley Bear. I questioned the Grasp of the Undying, but I didn't have a chance to see how many stacks. But this, I'm interested to see the adaptation if they can go, if they want to try and play something else in the mid lane. Because yeah, I don't know if Zed was the pick there. I'm not sure what else he plays, or if that's even a window for an assassin. With all of that engage, I mean, I don't think you want to play anything immobile, but I think something like Ari could have been decent there. I mean, there was a couple decent Sylas ults to take, but I feel like Sylas is still too short-ranged for that. I think you may go on the other side of the aspect. It might have been a small window for like a Ziggs or an artillery base there. Something to just make them walk through more stuff to get to their back line. So, but with that, we're going to take a couple seconds, let these guys get the lobby, get their side switched off. It looks like they are switching sides, so Summoner's Drift will take red side this game. Hopefully they give themselves counter pick. So it looks like we have the draft link. Alright, yeah, we got Small Brains on blue side and Summoner's Drift on red side. And here we go with the draft. Let me switch over to it. Alright. Let's see what adaptation Summoner's Drift wants to make. So, again, Zac ban. I don't think One Punch Zac has been allowed to play it at all. Summoner's Drift, getting rid of that Aurora, so any other melee picks in the mid lane, that starts to open them up a little bit. Small Brains and Mechanics getting rid of the Misfortune, potentially. I believe they got rid of that. Nope. Getting rid of the Smolder. They were not, they did not want to risk Havoc carrying any team fights on a late game scaling carry. And then a Moo on Summoner's Drift. So we're going to see a whole new look out of Small Brain this game. No Moo support or jungle, no Aurora mid. None of that. There, if Small Brains is going to win again, it's going to be on something entirely different. So, Jin banned from Summoner's Drift. So, let's see what Small Brains wants the first pick, and that is a Volibear for Small Brains. Can be top lane, can be jungle. Doesn't really give too much away pick-wise, but team comp-wise, we definitely know Volibear loves the dive in and disrupt AD carries. Has a good mid-game spike that he can still solo AD carries and not get too kited out like we've seen in the last game. Summoner's Drift responding with a Skarner, potentially. And that is locked in. Skarner, again, can be top lane, but I think he's been nerfed out of top lane quite a bit. So, mostly see him in the jungle now. Very late game tanky scaling pick. Doesn't get too much on resistances, but builds a lot of HP, and that HP turns into damage based on his kit. I think Skarner does a really good job with team comps that like to run into him. So, see if that works the way Summoner's Drift is hoping it does. And then a Kaisa, very nice blindable pick. Doesn't really get too pressured out. Can get outranged a little bit, but doesn't mind being slippery and diving the back line. And then a Leona pick from Small Brain No Mechanics. I believe Leona is still the most played champion of the split so far. And a Zaya coming back around from Small Brain. So, Zaya very safe, very dependable. It's really hard to like hard engage into her because her ult can have her dodge a lot of stuff, but she can pull the feathers back and snare people that walk into her. So, I think Small Brains is predicting Summoner's Drift to maybe have a hard engage comp, but I don't think that is the case with the Braum picked up. I think if it was a Nautilus or any other like hard engage pick, Alistar, then I think Zaya has more value here. But right now for Braum, he can backwards the wall and stop Zaya's feathers, but it's not the greatest utilization of it. But Braum has no issues taking care of Leona or Volibear when they dive in. He can auto attack him, get a passive stack off. He's got two really good auto attackers in Kaisa and Skarner to proc his passive pretty quickly. Looking at the bans, Small Brain No Mechanics did not want to deal with that Zed. I don't think that was the greatest window for like a Zed or an AD assassin pick, but overall still gets banned away. I think they want to play like some type of like mage, control mage in the mid lane, and I know Zed can punish those very quickly. Then we got Renekton and Garen banned out on the other side. So, two fighter style top laners that deal well with tanks. Renekton also known to be a really good counter matchup into other fighters like Riven and Camille. So Garen, one of the simplest champions in the game. He gets defensive stats for CSing, and he just all in all just a good all-around champion. Can get kited out quite a bit, but when he presses R on you, you're pretty much dead. And a Victor, very safe, very blindable mage, has a really good laning phase and scales well into the late game. So, good, nice, just even keel pick. Doesn't say much about your comp. Can follow up with engages and drop down a lot of zone control and damage. And has no issues with stuff engaging into him as long as it's not like super hard engage. So, see what Small Brains wants to pick into that. A LeBlanc. Okay, we want to go pretty aggressive here. LeBlanc is just a very mobile burst mage. Plays well into Victor early. Victor can kind of sit back and poke her a little bit. But if she gets ahead in the lane, she can definitely blow up Kaisa, blow up Victor pretty easily. And a Wukong. Wukong, great disruptor. Does very well in the Skarner. He can clone out of the E. The ult really disrupts everything Skarner wants to do. And there's not much mobility on Summoner's Drift's team, so I think Wukong can really disrupt the fight. Now, is it top lane Wukong or top lane Volibear? We'll find out. And then Summoner's Drift wanting the skill matchup with the Fiora. So now we're in more of a 4-1 comp with Fiora. If she gets ahead into Wukong, she does very well. I know Wukong's passive gives him, I think, scaling health regen and armor, but Fiora doesn't really care about armor with percent health true damage. If it's in the Volibear, I think she has a really good avenue to like riposte stuns and trades overall against Volibear. It's one of the late game fighter champions that Volibear can't push around as easily. Like, it is a skill matchup. And if Volibear ever gets to stun off, then he wins the trade. But Fiora lowering Volibear's attack speed definitely helps her out. So, I think this game's really going to come down to the junglers. What lanes they want to commit resources into, what lanes they want to gank and get ahead. Because if they put this Fiora behind, it's really going to be hard for her to split. I mean, Victor does have a substantial amount of wave clear into Small Brains. There's not too much that they can do in the Victor unless they get ahead. If they get ahead on Small Brains' comp, then this LeBlanc has the freedom to just roam anywhere and do anything. There's not much targeted CC to lock her down. Yeah, Braum can get in front and block damage, but then she just backs away and plays the cooldown battle with you. And all in all, it's going to be a very snowbally game. I think if it's even at about 15-20 minutes, then I'll do like Summoner Drift's comp a little bit. Victor does scale insanely well into the late game. But if this LeBlanc and his Volibear get off the ground, then it's going to be extremely difficult. Let's move to the client.
Fear is the first of many foes.
The fog is angry.
That is in fact a Volibear top. I'm not much of a top lane enthusiast. I would feel confident that the Fior can trade around that a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's turn my volume up. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I didn't have the YouTube chat on the other side. I'm going to try and turn my volume up a little bit. Let's see. Well, everything is maxed out, so I'm just going to talk a little louder. Sorry. But keep the chat over here on the other side. Oh. Hey, I see Haku's in the chat. Yeah, it's a good series that you guys had earlier, Haku. Pens was very nice enough to join me in that cast. We had 3 series today, so we had to bounce around a little bit, but the more I think about it, the more I like the late game scaling that's on Summoner Drift's comp. It's just, are they going to be able to weather the storm? Like if Stanley pops off on this LeBlanc, there's just nothing to stop her. I tried, guys. My audio is maxed out, unfortunately. I'm gonna try check maybe just another setting. Uh, let's see. Yeah, it's about as high as I can get it, unfortunately, guys. So I might check some other settings afterwards and see if I can improve this going forward. So I do apologize about that. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think my mic volume is fully cleared. Oh, that was a very fast load in. So let's go to this now. Hopefully it pops up. There we go. Scoreboard, time controls off. Objective timer is cool. Let me make sure the YouTube chat's up on the other side.
Welcome to
Oh, really?
Summoner's Rift.
I didn't touch a single thing. I just started speaking up a little bit more. So interesting.
30
Alright.
seconds until minions spawn.
Well, hopefully it remains better, or, yeah. Just stays like this. Cool. So, looks like they want to get early vision on where the Skarner's starting. I'm very interested to see, like, just how these lanes develop. Oh, looks like we got a level 1 fight. Early flash by Braum. And also, Braum may have to back. If not, he opens himself up to all ends. Oh, if you hover the champion with the spectator client, then shows you who got the 5 gold. Interesting. So, we got another level 1 fight. This bot lane just wants to fight for this brush. Yeah, Mega's volume could get a little spotty. But this, okay. Look at these top laners go at it. Oh, and that's a trade up in the top lane. I was, Fiora did not care about CSing there. But she got an early longsword, and just to be safe, got a pink, red ward as well. I'm still calling it pink ward, I don't care. Volibear already looks like he's going the Roa build with that early ruby crystal. I'm shocked he didn't go an armor item. Just to try and get like an early Grievous Wounds. So. Oh, taking a turret shot there on LeBlanc. Not great. But we got a fight in the bot lane with Skarner showing up. Oh, Skarner just pushing him in the turret. Okay. And that's a slow by Skarner's Q3. See if he throws it again. There's another slow. Oh, very nicely done. Alright. We might have a series on our hands, boys. I don't know what it is about this league, but no one is scared of fighting. And I love every second of it. Skarner instantly making an impact in this bot lane. Which is big. We talked about it going into this game. Who, wherever these junglers go in effect will dictate how they want to play this game out. So. Yeah, that's a good note. Oh! Oh, and Ryu again with the secondary kill, but here comes Hairwiz on this Wukong to come in and get this kill. It's like, let us fight. We're top laners. We want to fight. No junglers. So, Xayah, after all the shenanigans in the bot lane, no summoners. Alright. We love it. And yes, Penn's pointed out in the chat, only one TP this game. Let's see how that ends up. Oh, I didn't even see the Skarner in the alcove. He's going to be waiting here for a while. That lane is slow pushing. Oh, very nice trade by LeBlanc. This Skarner's going to be here for a while. He's still only level 3. It's LeBlanc doing exactly what she does to all mage matchups. This... I don't understand the... Like... If you're that far behind on this Fiora, knowing Fiora is going to be a win condition here, or at least enough pressure to extend this up. Skarner finally had enough time waiting. So, he is attacking this Zyra. Okay. One punch Zac coming in big on this Xayah. Yeah. I think my issue overall with this Volibear is, like, I understand he wants to go Roa and he wants to go Flicker Bait, and that's going to be able to let him fight in the Fiora, but you're still going to get pushed around a lot if you don't have grievous wounds or anything like this. But LeBlanc now trying to come in and get a kill on the Skarner, and actually does take out the jungler. Oh. Volibear burning the Ignite here. No fight in the bottom lane for this dragon. The Volibear is not level 6. So this Fiora is starting to take off now. I mean, the fact that he had enough for blasting 1, I think actually doesn't delay him too much in the Roa. I mean, I still think he's going to have a respectable, like, 13-minute Roa. But just getting some grievous wounds to be able to, like, not get bullied around by this Fiora now. So I think she's going to come back with Hydra or Tiamat and start to be able to really, like, take command of this lane. Looks like Skarner's up top now finding this tempo, since his top side is winning, to get these grubs. Which, if he gets these grubs, that's really going to help Fiora split push. What Skarner skin is that? Okay. That, I believe, is the base Skarner skin. Maybe? I don't know. It's either that or... Oh! I forget the name of it. It's that Cosmic Skarner skin, but it looks like it has a really weird, like, chroma to it. Yeah. Like, whatever the Cosmic Skarner skin is. But we got to fight in the bot lane with an exhaust burned on this Kaisa, just to disengage a little bit. And with that being said, now... they wanted to start Dragon, and they had enough tempo for it, but now they got a fight on their hands. We're focusing on this Victor right now, but they're going to disengage him. Can he get one more auto? Nope. Oh! Red buff. This Skarner is all over the map. Yeah, that's not good. That's kind of what I thought this matchup would be. It's like so predictable on when to parry. Oh, this is rough. Oh, maybe? Oh! Knowing that that parry was still on cooldown, this Volibear turns this matchup around a little bit. See if that was enough to get him into Roa after he pushes his wave in. I don't think so. I think he's still going to be sitting on Catalyst. That definitely helps him grind back into this game a little bit. Actually, he got a really good freeze going on. He's 20 CS up. If he gets his second plate, I think he definitely gets Roa. So. See if we get the chain on. Yeah. Good flash overall by King, but still not enough. Oh, but then gets stunned by the gravity field. So King Spook does get one in return. Interesting that Victor went the sword shoes after dying there. I guess he's not too overly afraid of this LeBlanc. Oh, okay. Wow. Well, Skarner Gaming for you. And Victor also with Faded Ashes means he can push his wave in a little bit easier against LeBlanc now as well. So, taking stock, we got the Volibear up top with Ro. Oh, we got a fight here. Braum blocking a lot of Zaya's damage right now. So Leona's got to put in a little bit of work on this fight, but overall, some summoners. Oh, the flash ignite. Does he get the kill? No, he does not. Zaya had the burn barrier. But LeBlanc's here. I think LeBlanc gets at least a kill on this Braum. Oh, nice stun overall by Fid to stun up Zaya. Oh. Oh. Alright. Well, there's a lot going on there. I just completely fumbled everything I was going to say. It's too late for this. All in all, that ends up turning into a kill on LeBlanc. Zaya got a return kill. I'm sorry, Zaya did not. Kaisa did. Zaya ended up dying trying to flash the E into Kaisa, but then she counter flashed it. So all in all, this gold now on this Kaisa. She has a full static shiv and an item. Oh, we got a fight here in the top lane. Dodge the riposte. All in on this Fiora. Let's see what the... Oh! And looks like Volibear wins that, but then we got a fight over here with this Grubs. Victor ult putting in a lot of work. Forcing this LeBlanc into her passive. LeBlanc Ignite coming up relatively soon, but maybe not quick enough. Skarner now secures at least the first Grub. Then pins this Leona against the wall. Hairwiz coming back, getting a return kill on Havoc. And this fight is all over the place, but it looks like Skarner has enough tankiness to at least start turning some of these into kills. On all, it's a double kill on Volibear after getting a solo kill on Fiora, then coming down and assisting with this fight. So Victor at least gets them off of the next grub. Let's see, is there one remaining? Yes, there's one grub remaining, so it's total 5 grubs over to Summoner's Drift. We're at 12 minutes and there's 26 kills in this game, by the way, guys. And the gold, all in all, looks like a 2k gold lead for Small Brains. But here comes LeBlanc going in. Oh, all inning this Victor with a little help from Leona. Okay. This LeBlanc build. What? I don't know if that's a misclick or what, but 0 lost chapter items. Large rod into lighted jewel. That's interesting. Here's an engage by Skarner, but I don't think he understood that there was 3 people there. Oh wow, what an ult by Braum though. But overall, it's not enough to keep the Skarner alive. Kaisa's trying to kite back in the middle of this fight. Now looks like Victor may try to pick up a kill on this Braum, but here comes Hairwiz back on the re-engage. Oh, nice re-engage there in the jungle. Kind of baited them in a little bit. This gives Small Brain no mechanics. A chance to get tempo on this dragon. And I actually think that is a really, really valuable dragon for them to take. I mean, not letting Skarner get a hold of an Earth Drake as he starts to get tankier and tankier. And also Earth Drake helping Leona during Aftershock just get more and more tank stats when she procs it. Yep, nice. Nice combo and skill usage there by LeBlanc. Looks like Small Brains maybe prepping a small dive? No. Oh, instead they loop around to try and get this Victor. Exhaust burn to make sure Victor doesn't get away. With all that pressure though, they lose bot lane turret, and overall that's an objective bounty as well, so getting a little bit more gold in this Kaisa. Hairway's on this invade. I don't know if they got enough damage to kill the Skarner, at least until Fiora shows up. Yeah, but now we have LeBlanc here, so yeah. A couple flashes burned there. A nice parry, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Oh, and an execute for Stanley. Well played. Does lose some Magi stacks. And had the Burning Knight there, but let's see. This Volibear's got a full Flicker Blade. I mean, he might. Oh, what a double kill from this Volibear. But they do trade 2 for 1 there. I don't think they were expecting Volibear to just go that aggressive there overall. And a first item Void Staff by LeBlanc. I don't think that's effective. I mean, it's working. She's definitely like doing a lot of damage. I know Void Staff had the AP amount buffed on it a little bit, but I think just not having cooldown reduction really hinders LeBlanc a little bit. Yeah, I assume she would go Ultimate Hunter, so she gets a little bit of value in return there, but this is now the second objective bounty turret that they've gotten on the side of Summoner's Drift.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
So, all in all, looking back at the gold after all this action, you know, I don't know, stand corrected here in a sec. This Volibear's still going to create like a lot of time, but there's that Braum passive we were talking about. We also have no completed items on Victor yet. I don't know if he's just sitting on a bunch of gold or what's going on. Oh, looks like they're trying to set up a trap here. Wukong goes in, starts off the fight, disrupts. LeBlanc goes in and dives this Victor a little bit, but now Skarner's back in. See if they have enough damage to start killing these team members of Small Brain. Fiora's trying her best to get in. Fiora left her ult, so didn't get much health back after it was all said and done. Now we have this tanky Skarner. It looks like they're going to have enough damage eventually to chop him down. That's an 8-3 LeBlanc here now with back up to 15 stacks on her Magi's. So this LeBlanc is putting in quite a bit of work. I can't say I necessarily like agree with the build, but I mean I kind of see the theory behind it. It's 95 AP is still a respectable amount of AP.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
But you get 90 AP plus ability haste on Lost Chapter items that I don't know. I'm not a LeBlanc player, but I know mages really like cooldown reduction. But she's doing quick burst and then backing out, and if she doesn't kill, then she moves on to the next thing. So that is a third dragon over there for small brain no mechanics. So they're on a very early soul point, knowing that they've got to try and close out this game early because there's a lot of it. Scaling. The Skarner had a nice 3-man ult and might actually get away here. So now it's up to Volibear to turn this fight around. So all in all, that ended up being a 2-0 in favor of Small Brains. They're just coming out little by little, just ahead on these trades and these fights overall. And Havoc had a 4-1 start. Now he's 5-5. So they're putting a lot of focus on him. Oh, we got a Heartsteel completed by one punch stack here on the Skarner. Gets 2 stacks from that. So it's gonna start being that point where Skarner has no issues like just getting in and out of these fights and just being overall tanky. But we finally got Grievous Wounds built on his Volley Bear. Let's see if it's enough to handle this Fiora. Looks like it does. Well, what was Fiora favorite there at the beginning, Vic has turned this around. And now he is up quite a bit on this Fiora. I don't think Kai'Sa wants to ult into that. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. But all in all, Grievous Wounds now completed means he can push away Fiora a little bit more. What was a win condition for Summoner's Drift now, I feel like is not going to work out as well. Another Heartsteel stack. We're getting to the point of these games where whoever wins a team fight can go to Baron, or if they feel like they just have tempo for it. No TP on Volley Bear, so I don't think they really want to stay through and tank all that Baron damage. You get that, so clearing out a little bit of wards. Very nice invisibility by Kai'Sa there. To just kind of let LeBlanc just stand still. And this Victor's got Blackfire Torch plus Faded Ashes, so he should have enough wave clear now, I feel like, to kind of extend the game just a little bit. That plus Static Shield and Kai'Sa. Like, as long as they don't get caught out, they can buy themselves a few more minutes up until this Drake fight. We got roughly about 8,000 gold lead from Small Brains here. But in an interesting game state. It slowed down a little bit. Let's see who wants to make the first move or who thinks they get the first pick. They can't really afford to throw. Well, looks like King Spook ended up going a little bit too far, but they could turn this on the back foot of Skarner plus Victor. A good Victor ult with the Skarner ult. But Volley Bear's over there killing Victor. Now it looks like Skarner's trying to get some stacks. All in all, what looked like a good fight at the beginning for Summoner's Drift now ends up going in the favor of Small Brains. Looked like Small Brains just kind of threw the pocketbook at him. That's a full Majai's on LeBlanc. That's potentially 3 items on Volley Bear. 2.5 on Wukong. Zaya's caught up. Interesting, Zaya won Grievous Wounds. I think they... I don't know, unless she wants to go like Mortal Reminder third. I mean, it's respectable. That is Mortal Reminder third. Spirit Visage coming in from Volley Bear, so his shields and heals are going to be just even more massive. I actually think now it's on the onus on this Fiora and Skarner to get some Grievous Wounds now to deal with this Volley Bear. Third item completed on Wukong Steric's Gauge. He's going to be more and more aggressive now and harder to take down. LeBlanc's doing a Season 2 build. I mean, I can see it. It's not a champion that I play a lot, or at all, really. But we're about to see this blow up. Yep. I mean, I see the theory behind it. It's just not much cooldown reduction, but... Yeah, it's at that point now where it's going to be hard for Summoner's Drift to come back from this. And he ults the LeBlanc on, but at least gets a Heartsteel stack from it. Yeah, so LeBlanc doesn't need cooldown reduction. I guess not.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Bye, Brom. Volibear just turns off the turret. That's a pretty good victor roll, but it's just not enough. This Volibear is unstoppable now.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah. Nice ult by Havoc, but it's still just not enough. And the disrespect ignite just to kill Mono on Xayah. I mean, game's not over yet.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
That's the... Don't see a world where Summoner's Drift has the tools to come back in this. Victor just got the second item, so he definitely has his wave clear tools now, but it's just every time he's dropping ult, the Skarner sets him up with a good 2 or 3 man ult, and Victor goes in and drops ult and laser on them, and it's just not enough. But now they have to leave the base and fight this soul points. I don't know if they have tempo enough to grab it. But so now let's see if this whole team can take out this Volibear. And I'm gonna go with a no. Yeah, no one has Grievous Wounds on the side of Summoner's Drift, so. Yeah. And that looks like a setup for the final push. Leona's not gonna let this Victor back. He can't even cut the wave, so. All in all, great performance again by Small Brain, showing why they're the #1 team. But, yep. Definitely was a pretty clean series overall by Small Brain. Summoner's Drift put up a fight. I like what I've seen out of their early game. And they did a lot. They even had some leads, but it just felt like Hare was put a lot of pressure, especially on the top side fighting, and Stanley on this little Blanc popped off. Well, all in all, again, good showing by both teams. So that makes Small Brain, No Mechanics go to 4-0 and basically locks them into playoffs. Summoner Drifts, they go down to 0-3. I still think they have a couple of lower teams in the group still left to go, so maybe they can pick up a couple wins or at least ruin one of the top teams' playoff push as well. There's a chance they could go 3-3 and potentially like force some tiebreaker stuff. So no need for them to put their heads down yet. It's just you ran into one of the top teams, the top team in the group so far, and I believe the only team undefeated in the league, if I'm correct. Let me pull that up real fast. Yeah, the only team with 0 losses so far. So yeah, we got Small Brains, Sad Jellyfish, Boomer Squad, and Insane Banana. Looking at the top 4 for Group A now, and then Load the Cannons Team 2, BBL, and Zoomers. Looking like, yep, the top 4 for Group B. So Group B a little bit tighter right now. Group A has definitely 2 top teams, and some teams vying for the last couple playoff spots. So hopefully you guys had fun. Sorry if I was a little slow on some thoughts. It is extremely late night, so Um, yeah, it's 2 a.m. where I'm at. Please don't play this late again, guys. But appreciate you guys watching. This should be posted and vodded up soon on YouTube, and then we'll get the rest of the games from today posted as well. I'll try to go through tomorrow and get some highlights, get some stuff to help out on the YouTube channel as well. So, thanks again, guys.